welcome to the home of our stars. Now this one, I will, hands down, the most recognizable face in, be it radio, TV, or even film. Let me show you who it is so that you know. You guy. Gaetano Kagwa.
Yeah.
I feel like you should be like Bono, like just go by one name.
Yeah.
Which you do, right? Gaetano. Yes.
Simple, it's proper, it's Italian.
Is it?
Yeah. Actually, you don't say Gaetano. You say Gaetano.
Ah.
But do we say?
I've known you long enough to tell lies. I'm not sure where we're going to, right?
No.
But I asked you how long you've been in the industry, and you said, but I don't know.
I thought that was between me and you. You're not
No, there's nothing between me and you. All of it is coming in front of the camera.
Flavia, you're mean.
No. Some things I will not bring. But you don't know?
It's over 10 years.
No.
It's over 10 years.
Guy, if I've been in this industry more than 10, you've been in more than 10 years.
Yeah, but my 10 years, you know, a man's 10 years are shorter than a woman's 10 years.
Before we offend each other. Now, let's talk. So I was going to ask what introduced you to our screens, to our faces, to the audiences, to our homes. I feel like everyone knows Big Brother Africa.
Yeah.
There was a conversation around how come that particular season of Big Brother was etched in everyone's mind versus every other Big Brother. Do you know why?
I can hazard a guess.
Yeah.
You know, when it's the first of anything,
Yeah.
it really makes a splash. You know, Terminator 1 will always be remembered because it's a
Bigger,
classic.
yeah.
Rambo 1,
Yeah.
the classic, you
Yeah.
know, that started everything else. We were the first housemates to have that African stage, you know, on Big Brother Africa.
Yeah.
And everything else that followed. Yes, they were good and great, you know, but I think people who watched the first one will always say, man, but do you
Yeah.
remember those guys?
Do you also think that because you guys probably didn't remember cameras were there? Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like after that you're like, I remember.
Of course, when you entered the set, because it is a set, so you knew there might be a camera there, they might not. Yeah, so.
But you didn't care. You guys didn't really act like you cared.
In the beginning,
You cared.
we as if cared. After the second day,
I'll do whatever because it's going to be a long time.
Exactly.
Is it Big Brother the thing that follows you regardless of how many years it's
Yeah,
been?
it's BBA for sure, because that was the first pedestal, that was the first stepping stone.
Yes.
There have been subsequent things, Studio 53, etc.,
Yes.
etc., and radio and all of that. But the very first one is the one that we all say people will refer to. Those who are of our age, the younger people will say, I listen to you on this radio station,
Yes.
but they don't know about that. But
Wow.
I would say, like, yeah, most times it is BBA.
Yeah, so obviously you can't say anything bad about that. It gave you a platform.
Absolutely not.
Yeah?
Absolutely not.
Only good things to say about
I
it.
mean, everything comes, I think, with a little bit of positive and negative.
Yeah.
But on the whole, there's more positivity than negativity by far.
Yeah. So you were supposed to be on your way to become a lawyer.
That was going to be my first career choice.
Right.
I don't know whether because people expected it of me because they said, this guy always argues, he'll make a good lawyer.
Okay.
You know, as when I was in school. I actually, when I was in school, was supposed to do business when I was in university, business administration, because my father was a businessman, and so when I went to school, he said, you're going to do business.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Dad, I'll go do business. I get there, mathematics comes into play. I said,
like, never
where?
mind.
So it was a big problem, and then it was, I think, in my first or second year, I called my dad, and I said, Dad, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I need to change my major, and I want to do political science. Political science then I was leaning towards law, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then BBA came along. My cousin was the one who sort of said, hey, let's go audition for this thing. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah.
Having said that, I did always enjoy the big screen. I loved the stage.
Really?
I really did. So when I came back from BBA, and then I was sort of floating around, and then somebody said, are you going to go back to school? Are you going to go back and do law? And I said, yeah, I think I will. Then somebody else said, but guy, strike while the iron is
hot. Yeah.
You've been
Because
given-
you had made a name at
Yeah,
that point. You came back and you said at some point that you were surprised when you came back. You're like,
I was shocked. I didn't.
Yeah.
Flavia, I had no idea. I was wet behind the ears. I was clueless and somewhat frightened. You know, because you're going into something you have no idea, no preparation.
Yeah.
All these people are looking at you like you're gonna, you know, get a dove out of a, you know, I'm a magician, and I'm, you know, I'm just a normal guy. So when the opportunity came along, somebody said, run with this Gaetano. Law will always be there if you need to go back.
Yeah.
And so I've been running ever since. And
but you still didn't know what you were going to run with. Was it
No.
going to be acting? Was
No.
it going to be TV?
No.
Was it going to be radio? So opportunities just sort of find you and sort of come through.
one door opens, you walk through that door, another door opens, that door shuts, so then you go up an elevator, then you go this way, then you walk across the road.
But then how do you account for then being good at it? Because the door just opens for you to do TV, you do it.
Yeah.
A door opens for radio, a door opens for acting.
Listening. Listening and learning. Even now on radio, even now on television, no matter what I'm doing, it's always a question of learning and listening.
Right.
I mustn't go and saying, I've arrived, here I am, and therefore this is who I am. The stars arrived. No, no. Listen and learn. When I started doing television, I listened and I learned. And I was always asking questions. Why is that camera there? Why is it
Right.
Why is this angle? And over time, I've been able to mold my craft and reshape it, because times have changed. Now there's social media. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Does it stress you?
Oh, too much. And again, I'm tired.
Why?
Content, that word content. Content.
Yeah, it's killing the youth. No, but so acting, I'm trying to remember back, what was your first role?
My first role, I would say my real first role would be Changes. That was done in Kenya. At the time I was in Kenya. So that was my first role.
Did they give you a major role on Changes?
I had a major role. Oh yes, I was a serious guy. My name was Tendo. They actually didn't have a name for the character, and I told them, just call him Tendo, because I was thinking of my brother. Like, Tendo, like, that's a great name. So yeah, that was my first role on television.
That's another door opening just for the sake of it. Do you first day on set feel comfortable, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're meeting new people, of course, cast, crew, and all of that, and you've got to sort of listen again, but also you've got to make sure you step up.
Yes.
So, you know, I went in there, and of course I made mistakes, but I had a fantastic director, and he was called Tosh Gitonga, and he was very deliberate in how he sort of molded people into what he wanted them to do. As a director, your job is to make sure that the actor or actress are in a certain way to make them look good. And he was very good at that. Yeah. And so within a week or 2 weeks, I mean, I was very, I wouldn't say comfortable, but I was a lot more at ease, for sure.
Yeah, on set.
Yeah.
Because for you, you've had a chance to work on big sets, international sets, and every time I have an actor sit here, I'm like, what shocks you? And they're like, oh man, you see so many people on set, everybody does, I don't know what. Now you've had a chance to work on very, very huge sets. Anything that surprised you when you got there, you're like, oh, this is how things work?
Well, you know, everybody is good at what they do. And you get there and you think, am I the odd one out because I have no clue? At times I'm like clueless, but this one is here doing this one is that, and then you meet other people who are really good and well known, and you're like, you get starstruck. I'm like, I'm working with this.
No way.
Yes way. You actually, you're like, wow, man, I'm working with this person. This is amazing. You know, people say, oh, Gaetano, no, but you're there, you're a celeb. No, to be honest with you, I never look at myself in that manner. So I'm always kind of surprised and shocked when I see other people doing certain things. I'm like, man, this person is good, you know. But just being on that set, and a well-run set, because if the set is not well-run.
What is not well-run? What does that look like?
Chaos, disaster, a higgy-hagga, a mishmash. It's terrible, because you get very frustrated, and you almost feel as if there's no direction. And then you say, but I could be doing other things, and why am I here? So you need a well-run set to make sure that, you know, it looks good. Yeah.
Over time, so you did Changes, and then you came back home. Did you say, this is it, I found a calling, acting, I'm going to go into it, or it just kept being a door that opened?
It just kept happening. It just kept happening. You know, hey, we've got a role for you. Yeah. I'd say, okay, what's the role?
Have you actually ever auditioned for a role? Proper, as in going, read, we're all in the lines waiting, and you're nervous, and...
I auditioned once. Okay. And it was not here. It was actually, I've never told anybody.
And you didn't get the role?
I didn't get it.
Tell us.
So this was Big Brother Africa. I had just come out. This is, if you want to do the math, this is 2003.
Yeah.
So there was a very big show in South Africa at the time called Generations.
I know Generations.
Thank you very much, an old woman. So,
they really wouldn't have let you on that show.
So they actually called me.
Wow.
I didn't call them. They called me. I didn't have an agent. I've never had an agent. But they called somebody who knew my number and said, hey, by the way. At the time I was in South Africa. And they said, listen, we've got the opportunity for a role of you on Generations to be a brother to one of the actors because you guys look very similar.
I think I know
the Nigerian.
Who it is. Yeah, Akin
Omotoso.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can see the similarity. Yeah.
So they were going to make me his brother on the show.
Right.
Now this is me off Big Brother. I am raw.
Did you know the show?
I knew the show.
Oh,
yes,
great.
yes. But man, now this is being thrown into the deep end. Okay, we've got a script for you. Huh? Read the script and go in there and be this person. Eh? So I went in there totally nervous, totally out of my element, totally out of my depth, out of my zone. And for lack of a better word, I it up.
Wow.
Because I was just too nervous, I was too, and needless to say, did you ever see me on Generations?
No.
Thank you very much.
Bambi.
It's the first time I've actually told that story.
So that's the first and last time you auditioned.
Yeah.
Well, now you can't know.
Yeah.
Something might come up. They'll need you in something.
Oh, yes.
He'll make you audition.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Call my agent.
Well, how come you don't have an agent, though? I always thought you had like 6 managers running this entire fort.
Obviously, as time is going on and because of these mobile phones and technology, I think I need to get somebody to manage and help me because it is really hard. But I've just always felt like having an agent sometimes takes away something. You come and you say, and then I feel and you talk to me. There's nobody there to sort of block you and
Gaetano thinks this.
Yeah, Gaetano thinks this. And make sure that you have a Raisin Bran water when he comes onto the set.
Grapes that are 6 colors.
Yes, yes, from Qatar.
Yeah.
But as time goes on, I think, and they're expensive. Anangi.
You pay them before you pay yourself.
Do you understand? I'm giving you money for what? I'm old school.
People, and let me tell you, Gaetano and his money. But we're going to talk about how he rates himself, because also rating yourself to figure out, okay, I'll charge this, I'll charge that, especially without an agent, becomes a bit hard after the break.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, Miss Gabriela.
Welcome back and congratulations. Most of you have moved to different classes.
I want to join a club, but I don't know which one to join.
JDC is the place to be.
That's my bed.
Not anymore. That bed is for my new best friend, Skylar.
Honey, I don't think. I know that I'm smarter than all of you.
You want to beat me up? Go ahead. Just show her how your hands are perfectly made for this. Who are you?
It is Gerard who delayed the process.
I was easy on you being my friend and all, but now I'm out for blood.
I am not going to let my child lose her first election.
Candy for everyone as you vote for who? Vote Green. We are all voting Sky. We are all voting Sky. What? It's catchy.
This month, we're putting the U in Uganda. Watch Nancy find herself as trouble finds her. Experience the trials of marriage through Sanyu and Oscar's eyes. See how souls are sold in the world of prestige. Experience your youth through the little pioneers at play, and Anne Kansime invites you into her colorful world. Find your story on Pearl Magic Prime, DSTV Channel 148, GoTV Super Channel 305.
Wait, what? As in?
This is what failing looks like. This is what failing with no hope like Queen. I just want to eat ice cream and sleep forever.
Welcome back. It's the home of our stars, and my guest is currently in JDC, Juniors Drama Club, every Thursday at 7:30 on Pearl Magic Prime. A lot of actors and actresses will tell you that it's passion because the money is not right. And that can mean different things for different people, because sometimes money is right is relative. You know, what I think is a lot to the next person is different.
True story.
But you said, I don't have an agent, I don't have a manager, I don't do that. Which means you've had to rate yourself this entire time.
Yeah.
How do you then figure 2022, 2023, I think I'm now expensive. I've passed the threshold of these dollars. I'm here. I mean, is there like an art to it, or you just like, I'll guess?
Well, I look back to when I first started.
Right.
And what, I didn't even know what a rate card was, man.
They just offered you.
They offered me, I was like, you know, I didn't know what a rate card was. And they said, this is where, for example, come on MC.
Yes.
When I started MCing functions, I started MCing functions at 2 million shillings.
God, that's expensive. Some of us had 500 films. Susan.
I started
Anyway, you left Big Brother too, so yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, so you and I got to work together.
Hey!
That's a conversation we should not have. We can escape it.
Flavia,
I know. Beneath the Lies. That wasn't my first film, but it was my, series for me. It was my first. Or first major series.
Right.
And I think you and I were handpicked for our roles. And I think this is the thing. I want you to speak on it. If you know, when you know each other, Flavia, Gaetano are friends, but then you get into roles, and sometimes that friendship doesn't even help you to gel. Do you ever find that thing that, you know, it takes you a while sometimes to gel with your co-star?
Oh yeah. Hey!
And you don't mind them off camera?
No.
You're cool with them.
It's better when it's somebody you do know, I think, than somebody that you don't, because you know you can sort of joke around and whatnot. And maybe if you don't know somebody, it will come with time during the production. You'll gel and whatnot. I think it's very important to, when you're on a production, to understand who you're with and who you're partnering with or who you're acting with, to spend time off the set and to make them as comfortable as possible. Talk, laugh, joke, find out who they are, what they're about, family. I think it's really important. Then that way you can sort of, when you're on set, it'll be a bit more comfortable. It'll be easier. Now, I knew you. I knew Flavia.
So we were in Beneath the Lies, and that series, I'm not sure why we made news.
It was the first of its kind.
Yeah. Did you know how massive the story would build on screen and eventually to the audience?
No, I did not. I did not. I think I was just as surprised as the people who were actually blowing it up and saying, man, this is a great show. I was also caught up in it, like, wow, really? And then you're on set and you're seeing people who had not acted before. And they were like, man, they were upping their game, like, this is great. And I think that alone made the show big, because people really vested themselves into that production, and they knew the potential that it had, even before it went to
screens. Anyone who particularly shocked you, whether they were already acting or they were new on that set, or any other set you've worked on, who you've acted in the same maybe scene with, or you're like, okay, that's some talent?
Well, Salvador shocked me.
Yes.
There was this musician, Dreads.
Rubber Dubber?
Rubber Dubber. I looked at Rubber Dubber and I went,
I fear you.
I fear you. It was really brilliant. So yeah, I mean, and a few others, but I mean, it goes to show you that sometimes you don't know yourself. These guys came out over there and they just shone.
Yes. Yeah. And do you, I mean, you don't strike me as a guy who knows like Chelsea Senkumuge? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how well versed you are with the local film industry or stage acting or whatever, but do you take time and enjoy local talent and say,
of course I do.
Yeah?
Who killed Captain Alex?
So you. Why are you like this?
I'm still trying to figure out who killed him. Alex Ariwa. So
do you look around and say, we're in the same industry? Do you gel with them? Have you
I do like watching local content, and I actually like watching local content in its rawest form.
Okay.
When you go to the National Theatre and you see what those guys are doing.
You're that guy.
I'm there. I'm not there, but I'm there, and I'm like, you know, because nowadays, my friend, you get your phone.
Yeah.
You know, I unfortunately can't go to some of these gigs because of the times it's shown, and I've got to be up very early. So, but I that's what these things are for, and you're like, wow, you know. And I see them at the National Theatre doing their comedy skits or whatever it may be, and I'm really, really impressed.
Would you ever do stage acting?
So,
Hey.
when I was in high school,
Oh dear.
there is a book by Arthur Miller
Okay.
called The Crucible. And that was my first foray, another big word, into acting, so to speak. Arthur Miller was about the book, The Crucible, was about witch hunting in Salem. I can't believe I even remember this.
It was like,
it's actually blowing
like
me up.
you could tell a lie.
I could tell a lie, but it sounds good, right? Ooh, it sounds
Keep going, keep going.
And it's basically about people in a community who there were so many secrets and underlying things like beneath the lies. And as the story develops, you find out who hates who, who's in bed with who you know, who wants whose land. And then they used the witch hunt because if you were a witch, you were against God and you had to be killed, executed. So people started making stories up
To get rid of
to get rid of people they didn't like and whatnot, and built up and built up. So that is the synopsis of the book. And I was chosen to play the lead role of a gentleman called John Proctor. And when I say lead, this guy had lines.
Was it the thou oust?
My guy, those things were hard. And it was stage. It wasn't cut. No. It was, you had to know your lines, all of them. So there I am. At the time, my brain had not been confused with many things. So I was very bright.
Right.
I was an organized guy.
And you remembered your lines.
I remembered my lines. But do you know one trick I used to remember my lines?
Tell me.
Back then, before these phones and digital what,
Right.
there used to be something called tape decks. The things where you put a pencil sometimes to rewind and TDK and all of that.
I hear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you heard about them.
Edge.
So I recorded all the lines before mine. My sister would do all the lines before mine, then I'd do my lines. And I recorded all of them from scene 1 to scene X. And I put that into a tape deck, and at night, I'd press play. And as I'm sleeping, I'm just doing the lines over and over and over. And the good thing about that tape deck, it had an automatic switch, so I mean a flip. So it'd go from tape A to tape, exactly. So all night, that's how I learned my lines.
You were so invested.
And I didn't even know it. I was just like, if I don't get my lines right, people are going to think I'm a stupid idiot. I was more scared of failure than so I was like, I've got to get my lines.
Yes.
And that's how I got my lines.
Wow.
Now you put me on set to do
You're like, hold on, let me look at my scripts again. But did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I have a line from that play that I still remember.
Yeah. Do the voice. Was there a voice?
John Proctor? Yeah. Come on. So John Proctor is about to be put on the court session. And they're telling him, are you a witch? Have you committed some of these acts? But because he realizes that if he doesn't do it, his family is going to suffer the consequences, he is going to do it for his family. So he gets up there. And then after he's admitted that, yes, I've done these things, they tell him to sign on a piece of paper. And he says, no, I've told you I am that guy of witching.
Why do you still need
Why do you want me to sign? And they said, you must sign. And then his conscience just flipped. And he said, why would you not sign? Then he said, because it is my name. Because I have no other in my life. Because if I lie, I sign myself to lies. I have nothing else but my name. Leave me my name. And that was powerful. Because all you have in life is your name. So once you do an act, that will go on forever. And they'll say, Mr. Kagwa, that thing. So he flipped, and in the end, he ended up being killed because he was not going to flip, and So you
were killed. Did you do a good death?
I died. I died, you guy. I died.
You go in slow motion until you reach the ground.
And you know, the day slow motion was hard.
I don't see you having the patience to do stage again.
No, oh my God, no. But that's pure acting, not this Marvel stuff.
Wow, you
Marvel,
have come for
no,
a franchise.
it's great. The franchise is great, but
Okay.
acting, stage.
Right. So now you're on-screen acting. I mean, what's hard about that? I mean, what do you say? It looks easy. I make it look easy, but some stuff is
Actually, I think, the beauty about acting is that you use so many things that can confuse people. They're props. There's a set.
Yeah.
There's the location. There's the way you're dressed. So you can use all of those things
to
play with and make it easier for yourself. You know, and I find it actually a lot easier to do television than radio.
Wow.
That's me. I think radio is one of the difficult things because radio is theater of the mind. I've got to keep you engaged just with my voice.
Well, you can't see me. Yeah.
You can't see me. But nowadays you can because somebody's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my book, that book, Twitter, TikTok, talk.
As you're on radio.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So, but yeah, so I use all of these things and elements around me to sort of help me get through whatever scene I'm doing.
Right. Do you ever sit and, especially with the acting, or TV itself, and dream and say, oh, I would like to be in this place, or is it like whatever comes, going with the flow? Or do you just, but I mean, I haven't worked with Clint Eastwood, I wait.
I mean, dude, if I got a call or a knock or a tweet or a DM saying, you know, we want you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because I think you always want to know how far can I push myself.
Right.
And I'd love to push myself to the limit. Honestly, I would.
Is there a line that you've drawn and said, listen, I will act, I'll take every role that comes at me, except I will not be into these roles, you know? I will not push it to this. On screen, I will not do this. Is there a line that you've drawn?
Hey, no.
There used to be a list and there's no list anymore.
I think the older you become or the more seasoned you become,
right.
When you look at these actors, these great A-list actors and the things that they've done and how they've done them, am I going to have a nude scene? A complete nude scene A to Z and everything in between? I don't think so. I don't think so. But am I going to have a romantic scene?
Okay.
A sexy scene that's well crafted and well shot. That gives the illusion that I'm naked. Yes, I will.
Okay.
You know, do you know what I mean?
Yes. Okay, so you are on Pearl Magic Prime.
Yep.
I'm shocked this is the first series of work that you've done that's on Pearl Magic Prime. But JDC, working with youngins. Yeah?
Yeah.
How is that?
Yeah. The young nuns, as you call them, they make us old nuns
look bad. Eh?
Look bad.
How is it on set? Are you going like, let me be in my corner?
Wait. Just watching those children perform, and you're like, I wish I was young again. I really
Why
do.
are they faster? What is it?
They're faster, they're more switched on, and they do it so seamlessly. They're trying to learn your lines, and for them to, so I go to my daughter. I've got a daughter, she's called Queen, on the show. And I'm like, so have you learned your lines? She's like, yeah. She's like, do you want me to help you with yours? I'm like, okay. And then we'll do it. Then I'll get the paper. When we say cut, I'm really, and for her, she's fine.
Wow.
They are so talented.
Wow.
And this is the first musical I think Uganda has ever done in a series.
You are singing? Just...
Yeah.
A bit.
But those children,
for them, they're really singing.
They're singing, and it's breathtaking.
Yeah.
You know.
All it takes is a little faith, and I'll see mountains move. Close my eyes and make a prayer, and finally I'll see my dreams become reality. It will be enough.
In fact, to be very honest with you, jokes aside, they are better than the adults on the show. It's about them. As we are the co-stars.
Right.
They are the stars of the show.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Flav. I appreciate it.
I would say retirement soon, but we know you. Monday, if they're still minting.
You have to keep reinventing yourself to keep with the times.
Yeah. You have?
To keep reinventing yourself. You're doing this, then you do that, then you do this, then you try to do it. And you also do it, so congrats to you as well.
Yeah.
I see you.
JDC Juniors Drama Club every Thursday 7:30 on Pal Magic Prime, and you'll catch the star Gaetano.
The co-star.
My bad. You'll catch the old man in the series alongside the real stars, the youngins, on the show. This is the home of our stars. Bye. You can watch this star, Gaetano Kagwa, on JDC every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on Pearl Magic Prime. Remember to upgrade your subscription. That way you get the next higher package at no extra cost.